So what you thought? Why the panel was a mess?
I feel like it would, like, you could tell the
I knew that.
biasness. Like, you could sense it. Like the way they were just running things down, and I felt like it was all over the place for the most part. I feel like everybody's talking points at some point, just listening to it, didn't make sense. Because at one point, the girl, I don't know who she was, but she was irritating my underwears. Like, she was irritating
Who
me.
in the white coat?
No, with the red coat.
Oh, that's Lola from New Era Podcast.
Yeah, I don't know who New Era is, and the podcast, I ain't never listened to it,
Ben
but
Swayze. People.
yeah, I don't care about that. It wasn't for me. She wasn't for me. She wasn't for me because it was like her breakdown, her analysis, and the way she was trying to word things didn't make sense. Like her her whole process, and can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, her whole process in putting, like, we just gonna, like, because when I clicked in, they had just put Prestavia at 7. I think she was at 7, right?
She was.
She was at 7, and then they went into number 6, and it was like, oh, I got 40 at 6.
Don't agree. That's
And
to
I
me.
was
That's
like,
no.
whoa, like at 6? And it was like, oh, because she battled Loso and it was only one round, and she had some one rounders, and it don't count that she beat Loso because she was supposed to beat him. But does that not count for anything? Like, does that not? Because if you're going based off of wins and losses, a win is a win. Am I wrong?
You're right, right? So I'm kind of impartial on that because one, I feel like 40 beating Loso does matter. Like we're not gonna act like Loso is nobody.
That's what I'm saying.
You get what I'm
Right.
saying? But as far as like a win, like her beating Bandit Montana, to me that's a battle that she's supposed to win 40. So
right. So I wasn't debating that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not debating the bandana whatever his bandana man. I'm not debating him. You know what I'm saying? But her saying these are battles that she was supposed to win. But then when it came down to them, like Flames, I love Flames. You know what I'm saying? But when it came down to them breaking down Flames and trying to put her at 6, it was like, oh, I don't think she deserves to be at 6. She should be higher because she battled JC and she battled E Hart and she fought. She
no.
didn't win, but she fought. So my thing was like, I don't like, how are you judging these things at this point? Like, are you trying to give her the one up because she fought back? But she didn't win. So how are y'all basing something off of wins and losses, but then you're trying to put Flames above 40 because she fought back versus JC and he's a puncher. Oh, he has an amazing pen, so she should be higher in the ranking. That didn't make no sense to me. She was just all over the place, and I was just so confused by the way that they were trying to break things down. And then it was like, oh, it goes off a schedule and something and something else. And I'm like, these bitches don't, excuse my language, Instagrams, but these bitches don't have no schedules.
I think Flames was definitely 6 or 7. I don't think she should have been above 40 by any means. Just off the fact that 40 has minimal showings, but 40 showings to me were great showings. So I don't feel like she was above Flames. But Flames does have a good resume this year. They just
She
good
does.
debatable battles.
She does. And it was just like the panel was just all over the place, and it was just irking me because it. And then who was that had on the white coat?
That's Tay Tata.
She looked at like E Hart from a distance, and then I was like, "Is that Hart?" And then they got close, and then I was like, "That's not Hart. That ain't her." But I just didn't like the panel. I didn't like their structure. I didn't like the way.
WOTY, that's impact. We already discussed why that's not really that impactful. Like C3 beat Vixen, but Vixen had already lost earlier in the year, so her beating WOTY is not. Her beating Vixen as WOTY doesn't really matter because Vixen had already lost as WOTY. Like, it's
but
not like
I didn't see who they put in the top 3.
The top 3 was Coffee 1, Vixen was number 2, and C3 was number 3.
Oh, I wish you see my eyes right now.
Wow, what happened? What's wrong?
You said Coffee.
Coffee 1.
C3.
Coffee, Vixen, C3.
How is Vixen above C3?
She had bigger battles.
Who Vixen
C3
battle?
C3 battled a lot, but C3 didn't have many impactful battles. The only battle people keep mentioning is the Vixen battle, and it's a debatable battle. Like C3 has a bunch of battles, but they're not big battles. They're not talked about battles. They come in and go. Like that's her issue with her resume. She battled Double A. She's battling. I think they said she battled somebody like she battled people that people don't really.
But that's my thing. Okay, so when they do champion of the year, like, so what is the criteria? Are they just going off of wins and losses? Are you going off of the people that they're battling? Are you going off
both
of the impact?
They're going off both. So, for instance, it was a big thing about A-Ward, right? They kept saying, "Oh, A-Ward, he got all these battles, but his strength of schedule is not that strong." So that it's this. They do the same thing with the men panel. I just feel like when it comes to the ladies, everybody wants to try to act like they're just doing some off the wall stuff. They do the same thing. It was a big controversy about Surf only having 3 battles and him battling all these top names versus A-Ward battling all of these nobodies and having certain. It's always been that.
I just feel like
it's just a matter of finding a balance.
It needs to be something like it needs to be a little bit more structured when it comes to females because okay, so Vixen had how many battles this year? Who the hell did she battle besides
EK,
DNA?
She battled Loso. DNA wasn't this year. She battled EK. She battled Loso. She battled Shuni. She battled C3, and she battled KCJ. So you know every single name.
So where was the high profile
Name me 5 battles from C3 this year.
I couldn't have named you 5 battles from Vixen, so I'm gonna name you 5 from C3?
When I just named those battles, you remember them. You know what I'm talking about.
I just said Vixen and DNA, so clearly I'm lost. Okay.
Okay. Somebody in the comments, name me 5 C3 battles this year. That's what it boils down to. Like, it's the matter of C3 battling. Like, granted, if you name C3 big battles this year, you got Vixen, 8R14, and the 2-on-2. If you count the 2-on-2 that much, like every other battle is minuscule, and I think they all one round.
Okay.
Yo, OTFMZ, there's a new battle rap podcast, No Jumper, called God Tier.
I understand. So who did Coffee battle?
Coffee got Hustle, Lady Caution, T-Top in the 2-on-2.
Coffee got who in the what?
T-Top,
Miss
Hustle, Lady Caution in the 2-on-2.
That's only one big battle.
That's what's the one big battle?
Her and T-Top.
Miss Hustle not a big battle?
And I can't hear you.
Miss Hustle not a big battle?
I can't hear you. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, all right, hold on. It was me, my bad. Say something.
Hustle not a big battle?
Yeah, but how do you count that if it didn't
Because it
finish?
dropped. It dropped.
But it didn't finish.
I can only see you not counting the battle if URL vaulted it. It's on the app for you to review, for you to watch. Like the Miss Miami battle, you can't count because they never dropped it. The Hustle battle is available for viewership.
I guess, but I feel like that battle should not be counted as a battle because it didn't finish.
It's released. You still got two rounds to judge.
What? How?
Because it's 2 rounds that's out.
I didn't even see 2 rounds when I watched it on Caffeine.
It's 2 rounds. The issue started in the 3rd.
Oh. I mean, I don't know. It just was
even with people saying Coffee lost.
All right. So even so her big 2 battles with T-Top and Hustle. That's
right.
It.
And on the app, they have her not losing 1 round.
Against who? T-Top?
They got her beating T-Top 3-0. They got her beating Hustle 2-0. And they got her beating Lady Caution 3-0.
Lady Caution don't count.
Lady Caution do count.
That shit don't count now. Come on now.
Hey.
You know, some things we gonna argue about now. That shit right there, man.
Hey.
I mean, I fuck with Caution. Like, she cool, and that's my people's. But you said names, big names. It's the
Hustle and
that's
T-Top,
what counts.
to me, right? I'm gonna hold you like this. T-Top and Miss Hustle, honestly, is probably enough for you to win WOTY when you look at the fact that Vixen won WOTY last year based off of DNA and First Lady Flame.
Oh, she did? See, I didn't know these things. You know what? This is why I don't watch shit, because it's too much. It's too much.
Even on the panel, they like, oh, well, we need to see C3 and Coffee. They already battled.
What?
Like, she ain't beat no Hustle, no 2-0. Now, stop it. I'm not saying that
he's not saying that's his opinion,
but if you go on the app, they have her
2-0.
clearly beating Hustle 2-0 on the app. That's the vote. So one off people saying, oh, I had her over here. When you go on the app and you look at the vote, she's winning. That's what we have to go off of. That's how we can track the numbers now. That shit belongs to 40. I don't feel like 40 was WOTY this year. I do feel like 40 was one battle away from being WOTY.
Why you don't feel like she was WOTY? What battles 40 had this year?
Casey J was her only 3-round battle, and then she battled Loso and Bandit Montana in 1-rounders. She doesn't have enough material. 40 didn't do enough this year to be WOTY. If 40 would have took another battle, let's say if 40 battled Chess in December, then we're having a different conversation.
What? Well, how long? Like, when do WOTY start?
I mean, I'm assuming we're going from January to December.
Oh, they should have made me WOTY then. This shit.
Yeah, so I feel like 40. That's 40's issue, is that 40 didn't have enough battles. She only had one 3-round battle.
Okay. See, talking to you is easier than watching that motherfucking thing, because I was lost and I'm like, I don't understand, because I'm like, wait, she done had a lot. First
C3 beat Coffee and Vixen last year. She beat Vixen. She battled. So this is the issue with C3 and Beretta Blaze versus the Coffee and Flames battle. C3.
They not counting it?
Huh?
Are they not counting that battle?
They counting it, right? But they're saying that it doesn't hold much weight because, one, it's a 1-rounder, and two, C3 and Beretta Blaze rap 3 times the amount of time that Coffee and Flames rap. So it's like,
whose fault is that though? That's not nobody's fault but the person. That's not their fault.
No, it was controversy with the time limits that were given. So you have to curve in that regard because there's controversy around the win. And
how? Like, because, my thing.
Because if me and you set the battle, right, and Debo tell me it's an unlimited round, and Debo tell you it's a 3-minute round, and you cover 3 rounds, and I'm bombing on you for 7, people gonna be like, well, you won because you rap way longer than me. I won because I rap way longer than you.
But who do we believe? Who set up the battle?
That's the issue. There's controversy around the win. That's my point. It's controversial around the versus the Hustle battle, not in regards to the material.
Well, I'm just letting y'all know next time y'all see me battle, and that's gonna be my reason that they rapped a little bit longer than me. So y'all motherfuckers just know now.
Well, we gonna time it,
bitch.
Well, that's really been your reason for losing lately. Anyway, you be choking and not getting through your round, so they rap.
Bitch, lately, bitch, I had 1 battle. Get off me.
Lately,
it don't matter to me.
This what they was doing. Let it all apply to every battler. It's let it all apply to every battler. That's how y'all want it to be in a perfect world. But we all know when we're dealing with situations, certain situations and criteria have to fit the situation. You can't just be
but you can't give.
It's not black and white.
But you can't give certain criteria to somebody and then not apply it to everybody on the list.
You can and you can't. So
you shouldn't. It should be structurally sound throughout the whole list. Nobody should get more leeway